92.7 WOBM. Good morning, Shawn Michaels with you. And joining me right now, we grew up watching her, Mrs. Garrett herself. Actress Charlotte Rae joins us, talk about her latest book, her memoirs, The Facts of My Life. Charlotte, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Hi. Glad to be here.
Let me ask you, Charlotte, of course, we grew up watching Diff'rent Strokes, of course, Facts of Life as well. You've got a new book out. When you write a book like this, your memoirs, is it therapeutic to sit down and do it, or does it open past chapters of your life that's a little more painful, or a combination of the both? How would you put it?
I would put it this way. Life is life. And I think it's good to let it all hang out. And it was wonderful to do it with my son, because he's the one who said, Ma, I think it's time for you to write your memoirs. And my son is a writer and a teacher. And I said, I'll tell it to you, and if you'll write it, that'll be good. And it was a wonderful experience doing it with my son.
Charlotte, you talk about the fun, cool things that happened in your career, but also some of the tough things in your life you talk about in the book as well.
My first son, my firstborn, Andy, turned out to be autistic. In those days, who knew what that word even meant? And we had no place to go, no support system. It was a real challenge. And I think we've done quite well with it. I really do.
Was there opposition to you writing this book? Did anybody come to you and say, you know what, Charlotte, I don't want you talking about me. I don't want you talking about what we did together, working together, whatever the case may be. Did anybody have that attitude, or no, you didn't have that?
I didn't go into things that were negative about people.
Yeah.
I only spoke about the people that I really loved and the fun things that we did.
Diff'rent Strokes. When you look back at that project, that show, what kind of jumps into your mind when you think about going way back? I remember I was little when it first came on, and it was a brand new show. It was a big hit. You guys, I think, were possibly number one at some point on television. It was a big deal.
What you talking about, Willis? I was with it just the first year, and the kids were adorable. They were absolutely enchanting, and especially Gary Coleman. And there were no problems that first year. But then they spun me off, and I went into Facts of Life. So I wasn't there when all the conflicts started to happen with all the kids.
Yeah.
So I was so sorry to hear about that. And my heart goes out to all of them.
Let's talk about the Facts of Life, a much different scene on the set there.
You take the good, you take the bad, you take them all, and there you have the facts of life.
It didn't turn out to be the same set as Diff'rent Strokes, did it? You guys had a nice bond, and everybody stayed, pretty much in place throughout the show, right?
They grew up beautifully. Now they have, except for Mindy, they all have children, and they're wonderful lives.
Do you stay in touch with all the girls?
Yes, I do. Kim, she
Yes.
was on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
I went over to root for her, and she did very well on that. And her husband, Chris Brown, is a wonderful actor, and he's a very wonderful, supportive husband. And they have two darling children. And Lisa has three beautiful children. And Nancy McKee and her two little girls, they came to visit last week, and they're just wonderful kids. They're growing up to be good citizens and interested in the community. They're not just interested in showbiz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're real kids.
How about George Clooney? Have you ever got a chance to touch base with him ever since the show's off? Because if you remember, he was just a young guy, kind of hanging out with the girls on the Facts of Life before he got his career going. Do you ever see George at all?
Well,
They got one American show. I was the big hero because I knew how Gilligan got off the island.
he was so adorable and charming, and we all had a crush on him.
I was going to
We
say,
did.
were all the girls in love with him on the set?
Well, we all liked him plenty. Yes, we did. And then, there was a show, the Home and Family Show. where they were honoring me for my 90th birthday and everything. And George Clooney, they called him and put him on the show, and Molly Ringwald to congratulate me, which was very nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I think people forget Molly Ringwald was on Facts of Life. Was it just the first season, or when was she on?
Just the first season.
Yeah.
And then she went on to bigger things.
Yes, a lot of movies and things like that. Charlotte, the book is out in bookstores now. Folks can pick up your book. How do they go about doing it?
You have to get it through Amazon.
Check it out on Amazon.com. Charlotte Rae, thank you for the beautiful memories. We're going to get your book. We're going to read it. We're going to love it. Diff'rent Strokes, and of course, then Facts of Life. I'm glad to hear you're still in touch with all the girls from Facts of Life.
You take the good, you take the bad, you take them all, and there you have the facts of life.
Check out Charlotte's book, The Facts of My Life. It is at Amazon.com. You can pick it up there, The Facts of My Life. Great to hear the stories about how she's still friends with all the girls from Facts of Life. Online at Amazon, Facts of My Life, Charlotte Rae. Thanks for the memories with 92.7 WOBM.